Knockout City is one of the best multiplayer games to come of this year. Never have I needed a dodgeball game for so long and not realized until I finally had it. At the time of recording, there are only 2 weeks left in Season 1 of the game, which does beg the question, what are we to expect of Season 2? Well, the devs have already confirmed and denied certain features, a la this roadmap here. They confirmed the existence of a new map, a new special ball, and a seasonal theme, among other features. I'll start with the season's theme. In July 13th's developer stream, Villain Josh confirmed 2 things regarding the season's theme. The season's name is 16 characters long, and the season includes the word "the." Now, I'm not going to spend too much time and effort trying to accurately predict the season's theme, but for the sake of the video, I'll include a few potential fits. The Secret Service, the KOC Rebellion, the Knockout Game, and of course my favorite prediction, Now I'll move on to the Season 2 map. Here's what we know. It's a map. It has a floor. Now, if there's any kind of indication as to what it could actually be, we'll find that in game. You see, when visiting the Jukebox Junction stage, you will find these large lion statues. Upon further inspection, you will discover a list of destinations, including Galaxy Burg, which we can safely assume is Galaxy Burger. There are 7 other unconfirmed locations on the list of destinations, all across the nation. Sorry, I had to. Grand City, which could be a map located at the foot of Magpie Tower, or this building here. I don't know what this building is, I just call it Magpie Tower. Tourniquet, which could really be anything. The best guess I've heard as to what this could be is that it could be a play on tourniquet, implying a hospital. I like to think it's a knockout recovery center in which people go to heal from their dodgeball-related bruises. The idea of getting even more beat up at a place designed to heal those beatings is silly enough to be a possibility. Bus Terminal could be Knockout Roundabout, as that's the only time I've ever really seen a bus in the entire game. Alternatively, Bus Terminal could actually be a bus station, a large parking lot where all of the walls are various buses you can roll under or use as cover. The buses could go out and come back in and really change up the map. It has the potential to be a very interesting map. Oceans Park could be one of 2 things. A park by the ocean with lots of grass and trees and maybe a couple playground sections. Or it could be a park in the ocean, something of a ship in a bottle kind of situation. Boba Cola Co., which could just be Rooftop Rumble, as there's a Boba Cola building right there. Or it could be an actual Boba Cola factory with conveyor belts that spilled cola and make the ground slippery. Knockout U, obviously Knockout University. A large college campus with multiple floors and windows you can jump out of. It would be a perfect map for a larger battle like Big Team KO. And the last on the list of destinations is KCI Airport, Knockout City International Airport. This is 100% a future stage, although I don't think it's the Season 2 stage. An airport that could fly you to, I don't know, the moon. It seems like it would only become more relevant later on, during the climax of the game's main story. And yes, I do think there will be a story mode, I'll cover that in a moment. Admittedly, it'd be pretty hilarious if the airport stage turned out to be a Knockout City rendition of the terminal stage from Call of Duty. And remember, no ball form. Now for my next point, the Season 2 Special Ball. Here's what we know. It's spherical. It has nothing to do with trees. If we want to have any clue as to what the Special Ball could be, we need to think about what every Special Ball already does. Every Special Ball has some kind of perk or purpose, but with some kind of drawback. For example, the Moon Ball has great mobility, but makes constant noise so you can't hide with it. The Bomb Ball can hit multiple enemies, but it can also hit your teammates, and you can't take all day throwing it. The Multi-Ball is a great item for when your team needs extra ammo, but they're, for the most part, one-time use. The Cage Ball is insanely fun to use, and it's great at restricting an enemy's movement. However, it doesn't make them completely useless to the enemy. The Sniper Ball sucks ass. I mean, it's a great tool to keep a player distracted, and is hard to react to if you're not expecting it. It's also pathetically slow and uncharged, and your vision is tunneled when charging for a throw. There are also a few rules that all special balls, and, well, balls in Knockout City in general, have to follow. It has to be dodgeable, it has to be catchable, it has to be throwable. So based on that, we can create a few concepts for what the new ball could be. Here's mine. The Smoke Ball. On contact, it creates a cloud of smoke that obscures the vision and disables the warning radar of anyone standing in it. You also gain threat vision on the enemy if you were the person who threw it, or on the team of the person who threw it. If you're familiar with Caustic's gas and how his gas mechanic works in Apex Legends, it's functionally the same thing. You see, its purpose is to force the enemy team to regroup or go somewhere else, or otherwise put them in a disadvantage. The drawback here is, like the bomb ball, it affects everyone standing in its area of effect, including your own allies. Here's another concept: the bouncy ball. Usually when a ball hits a wall or ceiling, it loses its lethal properties. The bouncy ball would remain lethal for upwards of 5 bounces off players or terrain. Its purpose is to keep teams from grouping up, as a well-placed bouncy ball can take out multiple players on a team. The drawback here is friendly fire. Throwing it improperly can result in hitting yourself or your teammates. Moving on from that, let's think of what the new modes or playlists could be. I already have a few ideas, and some of these came from the feedback channel, so I'll pull those up when necessary. Gladiator Chaos. Starts out as regular KO Chaos, but the first person to get a KO is dubbed the Gladiator. An overcharge-esque aura emanates from their body, and any ball they pick up will now have a Tier 1 overcharge by default. This of course means that any ball that you catch as the Gladiator will be Tier 2 instead of Tier 1. If you've ever played the Juggernaut game mode from Halo, it's essentially the same concept. Tactical Team KO, inspired by this suggestion from Swoosh Dutch. See, at the beginning of the match, each player selects their preferred special ball, with each player picking a different ball. For that match, any ball that the player picks up, catches, or otherwise receives will transform into their selected special ball. This creates that class-based gameplay that fans of Overwatch or Apex Legends enjoy. It's a great fit for Knockout City. VIP Team KO. One player on each team is selected as that team's VIP. That player must be kept alive at all costs. The other two teammates can die as many times as they want, but only the VIP is worth points. I got this idea from looking at a Capture the Flag suggestion, and while I do think that Capture the Flag could be a good mode for Knockout City, it's kind of generic. Capture the Flag has been done to death in almost every multiplayer game out there. I thought rather than targeting a specific base or flag, perhaps targeting a specific person on the team would be more fun and exciting. And the last of my ideas, if there's any game mode to add, it is traditional KO. 4v4, 2 balls only. Players who are KO'd stay KO'd unless their teammate catches a ball. Catching a ball would KO the thrower, and the last team standing would win the round, 2 rounds win the match. Having a mode that plays similar, if not like exactly how we used to play it as kids, would be incredible. End of story. Now, let's real quick talk about patches and balancing, because there is something I do want to discuss. If there is one mechanic that I want to patch out, it has to be self-passing. If you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, self-passing essentially entails running, jumping, immediately curve throwing, turning slightly to the left, and catching at the exact right time. Sounds like a lot of work for a Tier 1 overcharge, don't it? They somehow made a tech that completely defeats the purpose of passing to a teammate, and at the same time is completely outclassed by it. Yes, it's more useful in face-off, it's not that much an advantage, especially in a mode that requires stealth and catching your opponents off guard and taking full advantage of the fact that no one has any warning radar. I don't like self-passing. It's a dumb, lame, useless mechanic. And I'm not saying that because I'm bad. I can do it too. Valiant Josh already stated that it will only be patched out if people start abusing it and ignoring the core passing mechanic, but I'm not going to lose my hair over it not being patched. You're not passing though. You can't pass to yourself. That's not even passing. You're just juggling one ball at a party you weren't invited to, just trying to impress some girl who's just gonna lie to your face and say she finds it impressive just to block you and run off with your taller, sexier, possibly Dominican friend. That got a little personal. Anyway, moving on, here are some quality of life changes that I hope are added to Season 2. I'm just gonna run through a bunch of suggestions I've already seen throughout the Discord server. Ability to switch game modes without leaving hideout. Ability to queue up for multiple game modes at once. Fix matchmaking. Increase the number of outfit slides. Make energy drinks last a certain number of games rather than a set amount of time. Fix matchmaking. Increase the maximum sensitivity for console players. Fix matchmaking. Did I mention fixed matchmaking? These are just some of the suggestions I've seen from my time in the Discord server, which I'll leave a link to in the description. Now, my last point probably won't happen in Season 2, but I hope it happens at some point in the Knockout City timeline. I want to see a proper Knockout City story mode. Knockout City has the potential for a great story mode. They already have this super interesting world where dodgeball is this illegal blood sport. You have so many interesting characters like the mysterious DJ, the apparently scummy Malcolm Magpie. You could earn new cosmetics for your character from completing each mission, or furniture items to spice up your hideout, like more chairs. I want to see more ball-up chairs in the hideout. I mean, it'd be cool to sit in for like 5 minutes. You don't understand, it's the little things. But mark my words, I will be super sad if the story mode doesn't have some dope-ass boss fights. I want to fight a giant robot that shoots rapid-fire dodgeballs out of its arm cannons. I want to fight a Boba-Cola sludge monster that dissolves everything it touches. I want to fight my way through Magpie Tower and face off against Magpie and his League of Secret Service scumbags. Do you understand what I'm saying? I want to see cool boss fights. And they don't have to be like strictly single player either. You could very easily make these missions co-op missions you could do with your friends. And if not that, you could have, you know, your own characters in the story mode that are your own crewmates. Hell, you could even base the characters off the video game characters you used in the reveal trailer. Like the big orc man and that one pixel lady everyone made porn of. Please, for the love of God, villain, if and pray when you do Knockout City story mode, please do it right. Please, 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 please do it right. There's thousands upon thousands of RPGs and tons of different story modes you could use for inspiration and reference. This has the potential to be awesome. That's basically it for my predictions of Season 2. So, if you enjoyed the 12-13 minutes you wasted watching my video, consider subscribing. My next Knockout video, I'll be reacting to the EA Play Live event, specifically the Knockout City Season 2 reveal trailer, unless there's something else I actually care about. So, stay tuned for that, and in the meantime, peace.